Welcome to St. Louis and Busch Stadium, home of the Cardinals since 2006. MLB The Show with a good one coming at you. It's the New York Mets taking on the St. Louis Cardinals. Hi, folks. John Shelby alongside Chris Singleton. Singy, I know you like the long ball. Well, you've come to the right place.
Yeah, I'm here for the show, Boog. Looks like he's been hitting off a tee lately. Anytime you have this kind of a streak, it not only elevates your team's confidence, but forces the opposition to game plan around you.
All right, we'll be back to get this one started after this. And for the Cardinals here this afternoon, Andre Palante.
Well, I'm interested to see how he utilizes his sinker to this lineup, Boog. You know, it's not necessarily his go-to primary pitch, but he does mix it in when he needs it. He's just got to make sure that it's not flat. Otherwise, it's going to get hit hard. So look for him to throw it up there when he needs a big double play, a ground ball, something like that to get out of an inning, change it up for a hitter. Also, get those hitters looking down so that it opens up the top of the strike zone, especially late in an at-bat.
Close, but called a ball. And that's ball one. Catcher challenge will take another look. It just shaved the zone. They'll keep both their challenges. Oh, 0-2 now. The shortstop takes the ball. And a breaking ball misses outside. Popped up. Sajazi settles underneath it. And there's one away. Let's take a peek at the Mets lineup here. All right, Siggy, how about all the talent in this lineup?
Well, there's a lot of young talent in this lineup. I think as they gel together, gain some maturity over the course of this season, they could be playing October baseball.
And now it's Juan Soto. He's not going to get cheated up there.
No, he's not. He's looking to do damage with every swing he takes.
Swing and a high fly ball to left. Nootbaar on the move. And makes the grab. And there's two away.
Batting third baseman, Bo Bichette.
Bo Bichette up to the dish. Obviously a guy who makes good contact, hits for average. But one of the things in today's game, the value in the fact that he hits both righties and lefties. In the air, right field. Walker moving under it. And that is that. Middle of the first, no score. Ready to go for the last half of the inning. And taking the ball for the Mets, Sean Manaea. What should we keep an eye on here?
With the height, the release point creates a lot of tilt on his pitches. So coming into the zone, really hard for the hitters to get on plane. Makes it very difficult for the hitters to guess.
Lars Nootbaar now at the plate.
Tonight, left fielder, number 21, Lars Nootbaar.
Outside, that's a ball.
Oh, that hit him. No chance for a play, and let's hope the left-hander's not hurt out there.
Second catcher.
And now they'll hustle out to check on him. That was quite a shot he took as you see him down on a knee.
Yeah, clearly in some real pain, but he will not want to come out of this game if he doesn't have to. It's looking to me like he's going to try to shake it off and continue.
And now it's Ivan Herrera. Here comes the 0-1. And that one is lifted in the air. Robert gets under it. He makes the grab.
Batting third, designated.
Here's a Cardinals lineup now. We could be in for a power showcase today with the wind blowing out, a lot of lift and separate, Chris.
Well, we know hitters are in this era definitely trying to hit the ball in the air regardless of the conditions, but I think even a little more so there's margin for error if you can get the ball up in the air. So, you know, you'll see at times, I'm sure, with 2 strikes, what looks like a half swing that can get out of the ballpark with a hitter who's got decent pop.
Dunks one into left. They get it in quickly. So first and second, now 1 out.
Batting fourth, third baseman.
Here's Nolan Gorman.
Well, the offense really struggled last night. I mean, it was awful. So I think picking up a run right here, that's going to get him going a little bit.
That one ripped, but foul. Two on, 1 out. Swing and a miss. That's the sweeper.
So now it's all about protect mode. Try to shorten up, try to track the ball, block it if you have to, as far as just a late swing that maybe you're not sure about, but some way, somehow.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out.
Second baseman, Ramon.
Now up for St. Louis, Ramon Urias. Hey. Up the middle. That's a base hit. Runner around third on his way to the plate. He scores and they have the lead.
Well, they strike first as he gets the job done to bring home the run. Really nice job staying up the middle with his approach. He didn't try to do too much with the pitch, just shot it through the infield.
First and second, 2 outs. Thomas Sajazi getting ready to hit.
If you're going to be a championship type of ball club, you've got to hit with runners in scoring position. And after last night's struggles, I'm sure this team is chomping at the bit to have this kind of opportunity here early in this game.
Traffic on the bases with 1 already in here in the second game of the series. Got him swinging. It's a strikeout. Good job at damage control right there. New inning getting started, and stepping in for New York, Jorge Polanco. Polanco, in his 10th season, a member of the 1,000 hit club, and he was born in the Dominican Republic. Right through there for a strike.
Well, we call that keyholing. Even though it's right there and looks pretty good, if he doesn't love it, he's not going to swing that early in the count.
That one the other way. Fair ball. Now he turns and heads for second. The throw in. Not in time. That's a leadoff double.
Batting fifth, the designated
That was a thing of beauty. He may have been a little behind the pitch, but by getting that barrel into the hitting zone early on in his swing, he was able to meet it and still shoot a line drive down the line and left.
Next is the designated hitter, Brett Beatty. And a base hit on a line. Stop sign goes up at third. Runners at the corners. Nobody out.
Everything came together for him. Anytime you rip a line drive the other way, you feel really good about what you did at the plate. You trusted your hands, you let the ball travel, and you took the barrel straight to it. That's great work right there.
Now here is Francisco Alvarez. High fly ball, right field. Walker has a beat on it. He's got it. Runner tagging from third. And the runner is in to score from third. Bad mistake there.
Well, we got ourselves a new ball game. Nice job right there at the plate. Sacrifice fly, and he gets in the tying run.
So the sac fly ties the game. Now it's Marcus Semien.
Definitely wants to stay out of the double play here. Ball on the ground in the infield. Should be an inning-ending double play.
And a foul ball. gets him to chase after that one.
You tie a guy up like that, you're feeling like you are in command.
This one in the air, center field. And there's 2 away.
Batting 8th, center fielder, Luis Robert Jr.
Luis Robert now. He was late there, strike 1.
Well, he threw that fastball right by him, gives him a little bit of confidence, but in the back of your mind, you got to think, is he trying to set me up for later in this at bat?
The 0-2. A little bit
That's
low.
a ball.
1 run across in the frame so far here at the top of the second. Just
That's
misses
ball
the mark outside the zone.
He's just missing with some pitches that, I mean, they're not strikes, and that's what you think, oh, good pitch is a strike, but so many times pitchers are trying to tease the zone, and the last 2 pitches that he's thrown, good pitches, but even better takes.
They stopped the lead runner at second. Now 2 on with 2 outs.
Definitely found a perfect spot. Those can be hard sometimes. We talked about in left field, you're kind of anticipating cheating in for a ball hit something like that you can rob a little soft flare in front of you, but
he takes it himself to the bag, and that'll do it. 1 run in the inning, but they leave 2. Now to the bottom of the second, all tied 1-1. Bottom of the inning, leading off, Mason Wynn.
The shortstop, Mason.
Bunting for a hit, and foul ball. The 0-1. Got him swinging.
well executed pitch on the outside part of the plate.
So digging in, Victor Scott. Maybe expecting a bunt here. Third baseman playing in on the edge of the grass. In the air to left center. Soto on the move to the gap. And there are two down.
Batting ninth, right fielder, Jordan.
So up next, Jordan Walker. Swings through that. Tied up here in the early going. Right through there for a strike.
This guy's not wasting any pitches. Hitters got to get into swing mode. This is a good time to expand the zone. Throw something maybe down in the dirt.
Swings and misses. He's notched 4 strikeouts now. Through 2. We're tied 1 apiece.
Hey, we about to take it up a notch, about to take it up. About to take it up a notch, about to take it up. About to take it up, and we too close. I can taste it when the bass hit. It's a facelift. Take another one, don't chase it. Trey skating on this beat, it's a Trey flip.
Back here in St. Louis, here's the Mets leadoff man, Francisco Lindor. Swing and a high fly ball out there towards left field. 1 up, 1 down.
Up next for the Mets, left fielder, Juan Soto.
Juan Soto now.
No homers yet for the guy who's been launching them daily. Every at bat is an appointment viewing at this point.
Breaking ball misses down and away. This one smoked, could be trouble. Around first, heading for 2. And he'll pull in there with a stand-up double.
Couldn't have timed it up any better than that. Good piece of hitting going the other way with that pitch to beat the shift. You know, not a lot of guys are willing to do that, even with the shift on, because They're looking to pull the ball with authority, but it's a pretty easy hit if you want it.
One out, runner at second. Bo Bichette, the next to hit. And that's in there at the knees for a strike. One out, and a runner at second. We're here in the top half of inning number 3. Base hit. Coming around third is Soto. Here's the throw to the plate. Safe at home, and the runner scores from second. It's 2-1.
Just so sound in his mechanics. Hits against a firm front side, and the hands just continue to carry through the middle of the field.
The batter now, Jorge Polanco. A double and a run scored his first time up. Late with the swing there. Man at first, one away. Swing and a ball lifted left field. Nootbaar on his way over. Reaching for it and brings it in.
Gotta love the over-the-shoulder catch. I tell you what, those are really fun to make.
Next for the Mets, the designated hitter, Brett Beatty.
Now it's the DH, Brett Beatty. 1 for 1 with a single so far.
Ball, that's in.
Bichette leads off first with 2 down to the inning. Out towards right center field. Scott under this one. And that is that. But the RBI single pushes across a run. We move on to the bottom of inning number 3. You're watching Mets baseball on the show NYC. Back here at Busch Stadium, and stepping in for the Cardinals, Lars Nootbaar.
Yeah. Oh, the 0-0 count. Not every strike is a good strike for a hitter. I like the plate discipline there.
Comes up empty. That's strike 2.
Quickly in an 0-2 count, you've got to figure out a way to shorten your path to the baseball. Put it in play somewhere, then you got a chance.
On the ground, and foul ball. The 0-2. There's a swing and a drive. That one is foul, and he'll see another. Next offering is outside. Swings and misses, struck him out.
Up next for the Cardinals, catcher, Ivan.
Now the number 2 hitter, Ivan Herrera. Fly to center his first time. Next offering in there for a strike. No balls, 2 strikes. And that just misses.
Caught a break right there. Pretty good pitch on the outside corner.
Next one off the plate inside. And the count now even up. Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball. Strike 3, went back to the sweeper and got the strikeout.
Tasked with 1, 2, and 3 to start this inning, but no trouble so far. I'm sure he'd love to strike out the side here. Make a little statement, but you've got to be composed in this spot. Focus on getting this next guy. You got 2 good outs. Want to get the 3rd one and avoid the middle of that lineup coming up with a base runner. Could become dangerous.
Alec Burleson next up for the Cardinals. 1 for 1. He singled to left his first time through. Hey! Two down, nobody on. Gets under it and pops it up. Bichette should have this one. And that's the third out. Nothing doing there for St. Louis. They're down 2-1. Start of the fourth. Here's the catcher for the Mets, Francisco Alvarez. Popped up. And there's one away.
Up next for the Mets, second baseman, Marcus Semien.
Here is Marcus Semien. Fly to center his first time. He's 0 for 1. Drilled in the air, high and deep right field. That one hops against the fence. Into second, and he's got a double.
Up next for the Mets.
Loud contact leads to the double. I mean, you could tell it had extra bases written all over it as it jumped off of his stick.
One out, runner at second. Luis Robert Jr. up now for the Mets. Sliced hard but foul. One out and a runner at second. Bounce to the right. Urias. Throw to first in time.
Up next for the Mets, right fielder
Tyrone Taylor will hit next. Grounded out his first time. This one in the air, right field. And that is that. A double in the inning, but they leave him stranded. We're midway in the fourth. It's the Mets 2 and the Cardinals 1. This is Mets baseball on the show, NYC. Ready to go, bottom 4. Now up the Cardinals number 4 hitter, Nolan Gorman.
You know, these Cards just lacking discipline at the plate in this ball game. They're chasing a lot of pitches outside the zone, and those chases that are turning into a bunch of outs. Can they turn that around and stay within the zone? We'll see, but I think they have to.
One away.
And on the mound, you know, confidence has to be pretty high with all of the swings and misses. He's had them eaten out of the palm of his hand pretty much all game.
Here's the second baseman, Ramon Urias.
Picked up an RBI in his last at bat. Still their only run of the game so far.
Swing and a liner foul off to the right. Foul ball there. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a bouncer towards third. Bichette. Throw is low, and he can't hang on. Safe.
Up next for the Cardinals.
So digging in, Thomas Sajazi struck out swinging his first time. Ball one there.
Just missing off the plate there according to the umpire, and out there on the mound maybe trying to get an explanation. Can't say he's convinced, but it looks like he's accepted it.
swings through that one. Just off the outside corner. 2-2.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
Spoils that one, and it remains 2-2. Tying run is at first. We're here in the bottom of the 4th. Hacks and misses. It's a strikeout.
Just couldn't catch up on the low 90s fastball right there, and that's a result of a good job of changing speeds. Off-speed pitch on the one before, then sped him up. Pitchers that don't throw real hard have to rely on location and mixing up the speeds. That wasn't the best location with the fastball, but clearly that wasn't the pitch he was looking for at the plate either.
Mason Wynn next up for the Cardinals. Right through there for a strike. Urias off of first with 2 away. That one finds the zone. That's strike 2.
Perhaps not quite ready to hit. First 2 pitches by him for a couple of strikes. Now back is against the wall. He's going to have to figure something out and figure it out quickly.
Taylor on the move. Brings it in. And that is the 3rd out of the inning. The Cards leave 1, and they trail it here 2-1. Ready now for the 5th inning. Here's the Mets leadoff man, Francisco Lindor.
Well, these Mets doing a good job of putting the ball into play, and that makes things more challenging on the defensive side. They have yet to strike out, and they're averaging more than a hit per inning. That's a great recipe for success right there.
He's got it. 1 down. And here's a look at how he's using his pitches in this one. Here's Juan Soto cruising on the mound right now, but a dangerous hitter here in this spot. A guy with some slug to him. In the air, left field. Makes the grab on the run. And a couple of quick outs.
Up next for the Mets, third baseman.
So up next for New York, Bo Bichette. Line drive, base hit. So a 2-out knock keeps the inning alive.
Up next for the Mets.
Nice job of driving that pitch the other way on a line. You know, hitters, they take so many reps in the cages working on going to the opposite field, and it doesn't always translate into the game, but right there it did, and he did it perfectly.
Polanco up for the 3rd time here, watches that one miss. This one in the air, center field. And that is that. Mets leave 1 as they're unable to add to their 2-1 lead. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Now up for St. Louis, Victor Scott.
You know, this guy. Great speed is in the back of that pitcher's mind. If he can get on, it's going to give him one more thing he's got to think about.
A little out front there as he swings through it. Got him swinging for the K. Strikeout number 8.
Came inside with that 2-strike fastball nicely and just bunched him up on the inside part of the plate. Couldn't get around on it and catch it out front. Many times if you do, it's a foul ball. And you know, a lot of pitchers, they really don't like working inside with 2 strikes because they do not want to hit that batter. And when they've got him up against the ropes, got to figure out a way to put him away. Did a nice job right there.
That's a bullet, but it goes foul. Oh, 1 down. That one fouled hard the other way. And the 0-2. Fights it off. He'll see another.
You can see he was trying to stay back long enough to handle the off-speed pitch, but just a little tardy on the fastball.
Strike 3, and that's 2 in a row. Back to the leadoff spot in the St. Louis lineup. Lars Nootbaar digs in now. 1 for 2. In there for strike 1. Two down, nobody on. Knocks that one away, and we'll do it again. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. And he strikes out the side of the 5th. And down in order go the Cardinals. And our score remains 2-1. Welcome back. It's been a great game, so let's take another look at the most important moment so far. New arm of the mound for the Cardinals, number 67. He's making his 2nd appearance of the season. Brett Beatty now at the plate. On the ground right side. And that one handled. Sajazi takes it himself. 1 pitch and 1 out.
Catcher, Francisco Alvarez.
Francisco Alvarez getting ready to hit. And it's fouled away. Yo, 1. That one fouled off. Popped up first base side. Sajazi settles under this one. And the first baseman makes the catch.
Up next for the Mets, second baseman, Marcus Semien.
2 outs, base is empty. So up next for New York, Marcus Semien.
Hey!
Two down, nobody on. And that's outside. Foul ball. And that one hammered, and that's got extra bases written all over it. Around first, digging for 2, and an automatic double as it hops the fence.
Center fielder, Luis Robert Jr.
So here's Robert now. First pitch swinging. There's a strike. Man on second, 2 down. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Third out. Mets strand 1. They lead it 2-1. Back here in St. Louis, and now the Cardinals catcher, Ivan Herrera. And fouled off. There's a strike. Foul ball, still 0-2. To third, Bichette. Slinging it to first in time.
Up next for the Cardinals, designated hitter,
Alec Burleson. Next up for the Cardinals. Home team down a run here in the bottom of the 6th. Tap foul at the plate. On the ground, right side, and it goes just foul. Foul ball left side. He'll see another. The 0-2. And delivers outside.
This guy's a fun guy to watch taking at bat. He just battles up there. He doesn't take a pitch off at all. Makes it so difficult on the pitchers out there. You can tell they get frustrated with how long it takes to put him away.
Swings through that one. It's a strikeout.
for the Cardinals, third baseman, Nolan Gorman.
And next will be the cleanup hitter, Nolan Gorman. Hit hard but foul off to the left. And a foul ball. The 0-2. Got him swinging. Now it doesn't strikeouts for him in this one. It's the Mets 2 and the Cardinals 1. Back here in St. Louis, we go to the top of the 7th. Tyrone Taylor up now for the Mets.
Inside.
Movement in the bullpen for the Cardinals. Riley O'Brien, the hard-throwing righty, is up and loosening. Romero, the power lefty, up as well. This one in the air, right field. And a quick out, number 1. So back to the top of the order. Here's Francisco Lindor. 0 for 3 in this one. In the air to left center. Scott under it. That's out number 2. Here comes the manager out of the dugout, and he'll make a move for the bullpen. Number 67 out of the game, and he leaves in a 1-run game. New pitcher coming on. We'll be back in a minute. Gordon Graceffo gets handed the rock out of the pen.
Just trying to keep this one close here, and this is where a bullpen can give their players a chance to fight back into the game.
Here's Juan Soto.
Did not expect a homerless game coming into today, Boog. His streak is beyond impressive, but you know this crowd wants to see him go yard, and count me in.
To the right side. He takes it himself to the bag, and that'll do it. Mets go down quickly, but they still lead it 2-1. We're back in a new pitcher here to start the bottom of the 7th. Brooks Raley.
Well, the best relievers love the opportunity to come in and protect a tight lead late in the ball game. Some of them are just wired different, so we'll see what he's got here.
And that is out of play. Looking to get the tying run on base. That's off the inside corner, and now it's even 1-1. This one chopped on the ground, but foul. Battling here as he fouls it away. Swings and misses, struck him out. A big first out here in the 7th via the punch out.
Yeah, it just does so much to change the outlook of an important inning like this. When you got the leadoff hitter, so critical in setting the table when you got a tight game like this. So a strikeout really puts them on their heels.
And here is Thomas Sajazi, who's 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. That one finds the zone. Strike 1.
Just missed with that backdoor breaking ball. If he gets a swing and miss or called strike, 0-2 count. Instead, it's 1-1. Look for him to go back to that pitch later in this at bat.
The 1-2. Swing and a miss. That's a strikeout. Coming out of the bullpen throwing beatings.
Well, they've had a great plan of attack for him tonight. I mean, finding all the holes in his swing and his approach, just frustrating for him up there. You strike out a guy 3 times in a game, I think that guy's got to go back and really study some video with his hitting coach, figure out how they're beating him, make this adjustment really quick, because word will get around the league in a hurry.
Mason Wynn next up for the Cardinals. The shortstop takes the ball. The Mets holding on to a 1-run lead here at the bottom of the 7th. And a foul ball. Two down, nobody on. Popped up. That is the inning. It's the Mets 2 and the Cardinals 1.
Rolling down the highway, get on board. Down the Mississippi Valley, starting in the north. 1,000,000 odd miles like the
Back here at Busch Stadium. We go to the 8th. Bo Bichette up now for the Mets. And there's a foul ball. Graceffo, a righty that throws with power. He features a four-seam fastball, a slider, a curve, a sinker, and he works in a changeup. Got him. Leadoff man is out here in the 8th. And now here is Jorge Polanco, 1 for 3.
That's a ball.
Just
that's
missed.
Nasty backdoor slider. There's really nothing you can do with that if you swing at it. So that's a good take by him.
That one misses. 3 balls, no strikes.
Back-to-back breaking pitches away, you get the feeling as a hitter that the pitcher's afraid of you, that he doesn't want to challenge you. So I think the confidence level is raised right here.
Now you get to this part of the order. Yeah, there's some pop there, but more likely there's some base hits. So very important to be patient. Let the pitcher walk you, if he will.
2 away. And up next for New York, Brett Beatty.
The designated hitter, Brett Beatty.
Sliced hard, but fouled down the left side.
Look out. That ball is smoked. Man, I am so relieved that they have this netting down the lines. Just ensures safety for the fans. Last thing as a player, you want to look up and see a fan get hit.
Into the outfield, base hit. So a 2-out knock keeps the inning alive.
Up next for the Mets, catcher, Francisco
Here's the catcher to hit, Francisco Alvarez. That's ripped into the outfield. And that's got extra bases written all over it. Headed for the plate. The relay throw. He'll score, and they lead by 2.
Got the job done to put him up by 2. Got a fastball, middle of the plate, jumped all over it. Absolutely smoked that ball.
And next for New York, Marcus Semien. Out towards right center field. Walker on the move to the gap. And that is that. Cards on the board with this double. It's now a 3-1 ball game. Ready for the bottom of the 8th. And stepping in for the Cardinals, Victor Scott. Up the middle, and it finds its way through for a hit. And that'll bring the tying run to the plate. Jordan Walker next up for the Cardinals. And that one fouled off.
This is a good situation if you want to try to steal a base. 9-hitter.
Runner on the go. Swing and a miss. No throw. He's in there safely. Base hit into the outfield. And they get it in quickly. First and third now with nobody out. Next to hit, Lars Nootbaar. That clips the zone. Strike 1.
Really good job in this spot to get ahead in the count. He's going to have to continue, finish off this hitter.
That one just misses. Now 1 and 2. Ground ball right side. Lindor, that's one. They get the out, but the run scores on the twin killing.
First and third, nobody out. You're thinking you've got it lined up for a pretty big inning right here. So that double play is pretty deflating. They get the run in, but now they're starting all over.
Stepping in, Ivan Herrera. 0 for 3. A fly out, a ground out, and a strikeout. Yeah! The Mets trying to hold a one-run lead near the bottom half of the 8th inning. That one back up the middle, and it gets through. So the tying run reaches with 2 away. Looks like we've got a substitution at first. And pinch running for St. Louis, Nathan Church. And next is the designated hitter, Alec Burleson.
Well, with the tying run at first base, he's looking for something he can get a lot of barrel on, drive it into a gap, and score that run from first base.
Now this is in the air down the line. Got it. Really had to move for that grab. And that is the inning. Through 8 full, it's the Mets 3 and the Cardinals 2. We're back. It's the top of the 9th, and there's a new pitcher on the mound, JoJo Romero.
And we all know about his slider. It's just filthy, man. And one of the better ones in the game, I'd say. Spin rate's very high, and it just breaks a ton.
Well, 1 run. Luis Robert Jr. digs in now. Up the middle, and it finds its way through for a hit. And the leadoff man aboard. So up next, Tyrone Taylor. And that one fouled off. Up the middle, and he knocks it down. Gets it there in time, though, so they get the first out of the inning.
Up next for the Mets, shortstop, Francisco Lindor.
Back to the top of the order now, and now it's Frankie Lindor. Outfield deep here, trying to prevent anything over their heads. The shortstop takes the ball. On the ground left side, 6, 4, 3. It's a double play, and that'll do it for the inning. 1 hit in the inning, but no one left. On to the bottom of inning number 9. 4, 5, 6 coming up. The Mets lead this one 3-2. You're watching Mets baseball on the Show NYC. Back now, and on the mound, the closer, Devin Williams. He comes in with a chance for his 2nd save of the season. Here's the third baseman, Nolan Gorman. 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts and a flyout. Off the mark there, ball 1. And that drops in for a strike. Late swing, foul to the left. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Couldn't hit the fastball at the knees.
Well, that right there is what you want to see out of your closer. Come in and close the door, cancel any hope that that opponent has in making some type of comeback in the ball game. Tell you what, that helps him settle in, and that helps everybody else relax a little bit to get these other 2 outs.
Lindor on to first. Cardinals now with just 1 out remaining.
Up next for the Cardinals, first baseman,
Thomas Sajazi next up for the Cardinals. 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. And that's through there for a strike. 0-1. Swing and a foul out of play. 2 down, nobody on. And the home team trying to pull it out. Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball. Williams is just 1 strike away. Got him, and that's the ball game.
Well, this was a tightly played game. Got a little of everything. Some timely hitting, runs on the board, key pitching and defense in certain spots. Definitely a fun one to watch.
A 3-2 final score in this one. For Chris Singleton and our entire crew here at MLB The Show, thanks for stopping by. I'm John Shambi. Talk to you soon.